It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. And I just want to say happy, is it Wednesday? I can't even keep up anymore. This is crazy. Guys, welcome back. We're back to talk about the Real Housewives of New York. This new season is coming in with a bang. Honestly, I'm so happy that it's coming in with a bang because some of our other housewives have not. I mean, to be honest with you, I was so disappointed with the Real Housewives of Dallas, so disappointed with the Real Housewives of Orange County. Real Housewives of Atlanta kind of kept it together, but it is what it is. Before we jump in, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. And while I do, go ahead and smash that like button. That way you guys, we can get more people in the room to engage in the chat and jump in on this video. I also dropped the link. So if you guys want to call in, call in. My mind's a little bit scattered today. I had to go to the chiropractor and they literally cracked my neck in half. And I'm like, I feel like my head is spinning. Okay. I know you guys are like, we don't need to hear about your personal problems, but it is what it is. I'm also dropping 2 other videos today. You'll see what they are after this. I've already gotten them edited and everything. I just thought it would be appropriate to wait. Guys, link is dropped. Love from Trinidad, Adam, Rose. Hi, how are you? Sweet Sin, Adam, you're a doll. Hi. Not paid by anyone. Miriam, we got to get your name right, girl. Hi, Kempire's in the room. Love Kempire and Dobson. Hi. And Just the T. Hi, guys. All right. So now that we have everybody in the room, William Baca, hello. I say we jump right in. I see a few people, D&I rep down in the chat room. That has to be Miriam. And also, I'm sure Kempire will be calling in any minute. That's your cue. Let's get started. So, guys, this episode starts off, and we start off with Ebony K. Williams, who I'm pleasantly surprised that she keeps coming back, and they're starting with her only because she's our newbie, and I feel like she's coming in strong. She's made it abundantly clear that she is not going to come in and get hazed by any of the other women like other seasons, and she's not going to be the underdog. She's honestly standing in her truth and who she is as a person. I'm living for it. Because when you join these ensemble casts, they already have these form dynamics and they have a way of being, and not necessarily the best way of being, but they're not the nicest to the newbies. Obviously, we saw that with Leah McSweeney when she said that she got a hold of the Ramona Singer Stinger. She actually called it the Singer Slinger, but she was hazed too. She did come off a little bit strong, but she was hazed. Let's jump right into this and let's add a few people into the chat. 100 people in the room already, guys. Hey, hit that like button.
Hey.
What's up,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my God. When I saw you post that you were going to talk about RHONY, I was like, I have to be here. If there's noise in the background, I apologize. They're working on my house in like every part of my house.
No, listen, I love a multitasker. This is great.
How are you?
I'm good. I had to go to the chiropractor today. I have 24 sessions after I got out of my accident. And they just, every time I go, I like cringe because they're like, okay, I have this chiropractor. I know this is offbeat, but while people get in the room, I'm just going to say it. She like fondles the bottom of my head while I'm laying in the bed. And she's like, okay, count to 3. And I'm like, 1, 2. And she goes, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Does it hurt? I've never gone to a chiropractor.
Oh my gosh. It's the best and worst thing that you could ever do. And today she took my neck and she went to crack it. And she's like, it's not cracking. It's just like kind of resisting. I'm like, yeah, maybe we should stop trying to swing my head over because it hurts. Right? I mean, she's great, but like shit.
But it works.
I guess sometimes. And then they just hook these little electric things to your back and just shock the shit out of you. And it's great.
It's great. I'm going to have to go. Sounds like fun.
All right. I do want to bring this up. Denise Sweet. Thank you so much. You're awesome. I appreciate the super chat. Okay. Maria said dump Leah. We have to talk about this in a second. Do you agree with that?
You don't know this about me, Adam. You probably know because of the comment I left on your community tab earlier. I've never been a fan of Leah. You know, maybe because I'm from New York, so I'm a little like uppity in regards to who represents my city.
Okay.
And I just feel like she's so forced. And I was open to giving her a chance this season, but opening the season saying you're going to become Jewish this season, I was like, girl, don't play with religion. Get off my show. You think that she's using converting to Judaism as a storyline? Yes.
Okay.
And I stand by it.
Okay. I don't know if I missed this, but she did say that her dad said it, that he's not Jewish. He's
Nice.
Christian,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Is her
Where's
mother
this coming
Jewish?
from? I don't think so. I think this is literally a storyline. She's not getting married to someone that's Jewish. She didn't reveal any 23andMe that she's part Jewish. I have at least 1% Ashkenazi Jew. So,
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
It would make sense if I'm going to have my black mitzvah.
I have to ask Jason about this because he was raised in a family that's half Mormon, half Jewish. And I want to see what he thinks about this whole storyline. I know I was talking about that with my chiropractor today because she's Mormon and she's like, that's an interesting combination. I was like, I didn't grow up in a religious family, although we all believe, I wasn't like brought into church or anything like that. So, okay, you think Leah is using this for a storyline. That's interesting. Now, we start off this episode where Ebony invites Leah over to her home in Tribeca. Mind you, this apartment is beautiful. At first, I was hoping it was her new house in Harlem. I was like, damn, look at this apartment in Harlem. You guys were getting it.
Nope. I knew she was in Tribeca.
Yeah. I mean, I lived in New York for almost 2 years, and I lived actually Upper West Side on the cusp of Harlem on 110th Street, and I loved Harlem. What?
I said, excuse me.
I loved Harlem. I should have known better, but honestly, sometimes I don't know my head from my, so my sense of direction is just garbage. It is what it is. But I do want to say this about Ebony. Her apartment is beautiful. She should definitely take advantage of it while she has it. I don't think she has it anymore because she got her Harlem apartment. But it was interesting when she was talking about the fact that she just records there. She doesn't sleep there ever since her and her ex broke up. I kind of agree with Leah. If my ex and if we broke up, my former partner, I would have people at my house too. I would just be like, I'm taking advantage of this while he's paying for it. But I want to know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, that was the one thing I agreed with Aaliyah on in this episode. Tribeca, for those that don't know New York, it's prime realty. Beyonce and Jay-Z have an apartment down in Tribeca. It's downtown. It's beautiful. It's a up and coming area. A lot of people are moving. Say again?
I said, and it's clean.
And it's clean, and it's expensive. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. That apartment, especially that size, that is $1 million apartment.
I mean, what do you think? That's a 2-bedroom apartment, right? Unless they're not counting the second one as a bedroom if it doesn't have a closet. But realistically, New York, you get what you get. So let's call it a 2-bedroom apartment in Tribeca. I'm sure it's a full service building because it is Tribeca. How much do you think the monthly rent on that would be?
Oh my gosh. I don't know real estate like that, but I know it's, no.
Like 10 plus?
2-bedroom Tribeca, I'm like...
Updated everything.
I don't want to say a number. I don't want to say a number because it might be incorrect depending on the building. Because Tribeca and the financial district are right next to each other, and the rental prices are very different.
Okay.
But it's expensive. And I'm glad she wasn't paying that rent.
Yeah, I'm glad she wasn't. I'm glad she was saving her money for Harlem.
And Harlem's not that cheap either.
No, not anymore. It used to be, but it's not anymore.
Yeah. Gentrification.
Okay. So Ebony did strike up a conversation with Leah about how she felt about the other women. And she felt like, Sonia was trying to size her up a little bit, kind of just letting her know her place. And she felt like Ramona came off chummy. But one thing she did mention is that all of the women embraced her like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've known you my whole life. And I really get a good sense of a person. Mind you, Leah did call this out. You said the same thing about me. Do you think that they're being overly nice to Ebony?
I'm sure, because being someone that's been in spaces where I'm the only Black person, you kind of get that feeling where people are trying to be a little overly nice, especially you're on camera as well. And people are already calling out Ramona. They're going to say, oh, Ramona's going to have problems with this. Trust and believe, Ramona's reading the comments. Ramona is fully aware. So I'm sure they were sort of like, let me just, see how I can play this out. So I can see them doing that. But I think there's going to be more that we're going to see in regards to this season that's going to make us all cringe.
Okay. All right. Well, Leah brings up the fact that they're going to have a Burning Man themed party and again, this kind of feels like another reach. Mind you, Leah was originally not signed on to come on this season because they offered her pennies for her salary to rejoin. Well, They offered her pennies to rejoin, and she was like, no, hell no. I delivered the ratings for last season. I'm not taking pennies. And she stood her ground until she got a higher pay. They eventually brought her back, and I can't believe they got rid of Dorinda. I hate that. But they brought her back, and it kind of seems like now that you said this about her using religion for a storyline and using Burning Man when she's never, in fact, been to Burning Man, it seems like a lot of reaching going on.
Well, I'm not surprised. Like I said, I really was trying to keep an open mind with Leah, and I still am for this season. I didn't mind her as much in this particular episode. I did like the Burning Man idea because I would love to go to Burning Man as well. Not anymore. I'm too old for that. Can't live that
I don't
life.
know if I could do that.
No, you can't. You can't take a bath for days. No.
No.
And I don't want to be around people that stink either.
No, and I've also been told by some of my friends in LA who have gone to Burning Man, they say that like they make these little camps and everybody in the camp has a designated role. Like this person has to cook for the week. This person has to gather like supplies in order to build fires. No, I don't like camping. I wouldn't like Burning Man. And honestly, I'm not one for like loud music. Play like a little bit of smooth jazz. It suits my ears. I'm good. Blast shit in my ears. I am annoyed. So Burning Man would probably not be my scene.
I didn't mind what they did in Ramona's backyard, though. That's sort of like it's like a higher end version of Burning Man. I wouldn't mind that.
But I like how they say that was Leah's party, but in Ramona's backyard. But who paid for this? We know it wasn't Leah on her salary. I
think it was a combination of Ramona hosting, probably the food, because I know that Housewives, a lot of times when they have these parties, they do pay for the food and things like that.
She said her friends donated the food.
Say it again?
She pointed out that her friends made and donated the food.
So, and that's the thing. So I think production, because it's also COVID, that they took care of most of it. It's the same way production took care of like the private jets and things like that, but they pretended that other people paid.
Okay. Well,
I thought the same thing though. I was like, who's paying for this? It wasn't Leah.
All right, fair. Before we get to, I guess, the Hamptons, I do want to address that Sonia brought over her healer. Now, Sonia is interesting to me because it seems like she's always kind of, it's not necessarily that she has to fight for a storyline because she has that level of crazy that we have just now associated with the Real Housewives of New York. She's here, she's there, she's dropping something. Her mind's over here. She's thinking about one thing, but she can't remember what she's thinking about. And she's looking at every man that's walking down the street. No shade, she is a single woman. But she invites her healer over, who fans were actually pretty brutal about. They said that she's gotten a lot of work done when they showed the previous season where the healer was. And they said that she aged really bad. I'm like, you guys are freaking ruthless. But she invited her over to clear her chakra, and then she starts crying about her divorce. When the hell are we going to get over this divorce? You're no longer a part of the Morgan family.
She will always be a part of the Morgan family. How dare you, Adam?
How
dare you? She will always be a part of the Morgan family.
I'm bringing up another caller just to add in on this. I don't know. I need somebody on my side, but don't just feel like you need to be on my side. Because if you're Team Kimpire on this, DNI rep.
Hi.
The ever-changing name on YouTube.
Yes.
Whose side are you on? Is she a part of the Morgan family? And should we even be listening to this anymore?
No, we shouldn't. But can I explain why today I'm a DNI rep?
Yes.
Just because of the title of your show. You're talking about Dallas and New York. I think we have two examples of how being diverse and including can work when it's organic and when it can't, not necessarily because of Tiffany Moon, but because of her cast outside. Anyhow, back to Morgan. Listen,
well, that was a very well thought out name then, by the way.
I think about it every day. It's kind of part of what I do.
Okay.
But my point is, I'm over Sonia. I love Sonia. I love her, but I'm over this debacle. It has been going on since she came on the show. We gave her tons of passes because she's funny. She's fun to have on the show. I can't see New York without her. But girl, move on. I'm over the fact that you're still stressing and you're talking about your ex-husband as if he was the love of your life. He was the wallet of your life. His name is spade is spade. He was older than she was, and I'm over it. Like, she has so many other things that she could be showcasing, like a new love in her life, a new search, how her business like was came to a halt, not because of her failure this time, but because of COVID. There's so many things she can be talking about other than crying over that stupid freaking Morgan thing.
Okay, so
Over it.
I want to point out one thing really quick, and before I do, guys, go ahead. Don't forget to smash that like button, show some love. You know, for Sonia, Dorinda pointed out on previous seasons that Sonia committed infidelity, and Sonia is a little bit of a wild woman. So while we weren't there watching her commit infidelity, this is just speculation. But it seems to me she had her fun. She had a great time. She looked young. She looked great. She's running around with Frenchie, doing whatever she wants, inviting people to and from the townhouse. Even like Leah said, if she walked around the townhouse with a black light, who knows what you would find. But she's kind of done everything that she's wanted to do. Now it seems like because she's getting a little bit older, you know, and she has these bills that are overwhelming her, the maintenance of the townhouse and just everything else that's going on in her life, she misses having that husband and the financial security that comes with it. That doesn't necessarily sound like you miss your husband. It sounds like you miss your lifestyle.
But doesn't she get paid well in RHONY?
I'm sure she gets paid. She definitely gets paid six figures. She's been on it long enough. She probably gets paid anywhere from six to 900,000 a season. I mean, if Teresa Giudice and some of these other housewives are making well into the million, yeah.
Yeah, and she brings it. I feel like she has a missed opportunity every season because she has the perfect auto-renewing storyline. If her ego would allow her to showcase a bit more of her interns. So every season she has a new intern, which would be a different interaction, a new funny sitcom. She misses that opportunity. She has the perfect formula for her own spinoff. But
I think that she's depressed. She doesn't feel like that's something she wants to take advantage of right now. She's in a bad place.
Yeah, because she doesn't, nobody's really telling her, hey, you have the golden formula. Just forget about the Morgan. We all know you. We love you. We accepted that storyline forever. That was her storyline till now. Let's be honest. How many seasons now? 9? That she has the same storyline. She always mentioned the Morgans, but now she's amping her reaction. I feel like
that story. Look, in all fairness, that storyline is tired, but at the same time, no one is tired of Sonia. People still want Sonia on this show. Look, and in regards to what she makes for the Real Housewives of New York, it does not counteract her bad business practices in regards to, allegedly, in regards to her other businesses. Yes, there's multiple things that Sonia could have done, and she could be sitting pretty right now, but she just makes bad decisions business-wise.
True.
She might be making these decisions though while she's tipping the bottle because I don't know how you can just keep continuously making these bad decisions. But I just want to move forward on this really quick.
I think it's the Ramona influence. I just want to throw it out there.
Well, Ramona's not making. I mean, Ramona makes risque
exactly.
decisions. She has her Hamptons house. She has her money. She just started real estate. Kelly Ben Simone started real estate. Everyone laughed at her. And this past year, she did 50 million in sales. So Ramona, she's a talker. She's kind of annoying where she's gonna keep blowing up your phone. She's gonna make sure she has that kind of Frederick Eklund but not really way of just being like so persistent. She just has to learn how to be nicer to people and call them by their right name. She should
be on $1 million listing. I would watch that.
I would watch that too.
I would watch that too.
She has to remember her clients' names. She can't go around and be like, Diana, my name's Michelle. Diana, Michelle.
That would be perfect.
That would be perfect. But when I meant influence, I feel like Ramona uses the volatility of Sonia for her benefit. She always tries to look better. She always tries to pretend she's the bigger sister, that she's the one who embraces Sonia. So she mainly uses Sonia. So this is why I say it's the Ramona influence. So it's a comfortable, uncomfortable situation for Sonia to be in. And she needs to realize that she's really a star on her own right. We all love her. We all gave her the grace of using the same storyline because we want her on the show. Just use your interests, Sonia, and your different dates, your different relationships. That's all good.
I just want to circle back to this really quick. I'm going to give this to Kempire really quick.
Lord.
Kempire, I love your channel, sexy self.
Thank you.
All right.
She's
Okay,
right.
so I want to circle back to this really quick. This is something that I experienced hardcore when I moved to LA, and I never experienced it in New York. People think it's so cute to forget your name. I was called, especially a boss that I had, every time she would walk in the door, and I know she's busy and I know she has a lot going on, but I was Austin, Alex, Aaron, Adrian, everything but Adam. I'm like, it's Adam. It's the first, it's Adam. It's not that hard. And, you know, for Ramona, she's even calling the dog the wrong name. I think that you can't be this scatterbrain. You have to know. You really? I think she thinks it's cute. It's not cute. Even Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey did an interview. And she was saying how annoyed. Did you see that? She was talking about how annoyed. She's like, I don't like Ramona. I think
They
she's
don't like
disgusting.
each other.
No, because she has heard stories where some of her friends and co-stars have been around Ramona. Dolores has been around Ramona herself, and Ramona acts like she doesn't know who anybody is. You can't. Come on, you don't watch any of the other Housewives shows. You just watch your own. I don't buy it. Just like I don't buy that Nene Leakes didn't watch this past season of Atlanta. I don't buy it.
Well, I'm no fan of Ramona.
I believe that she didn't watch Nene because honestly, you literally were just on the show and now you're not on the show. And to watch them, it would be a little too triggering. I think it's a little too soon.
Yeah.
Would I watch maybe us talking about them? Yes, but I wouldn't watch the show, especially because of everything that just happened. I'd be too annoyed.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. I want to get to the Hamptons really quick because, you know, Leah and Ebony arrive first, and Ramona's house is beautiful, aside from the fact that the dog is peeing all over it. But Ramona has a beautiful Hamptons house. And when Leah and Ebony arrive, you know, Ramona breaks the news that, one, Heather Thompson is going to be coming, which was kind of triggering a little bit for Leah. And Leah spoke on it. It doesn't make sense to her that Heather would be showing up, especially after Heather just went on a podcast blasting out LUANN for extreme drug use. I think that's a little crazy. And LUANN's embracing her, which I don't understand. And then
what's the timeline?
Huh?
What's the timeline of the podcast and when they tape the show?
Kempire, do you know?
Very new.
Hmm?
The podcast is very new. So
there you go. So the triggering is very after the fact and disingenuous. I don't believe Leah.
Okay. Well, gosh, you guys are not Team Leah. Okay.
I mean, I agree, though. If Heather did say that, I didn't hear the actual podcast. Because, you know, you could say a lot of things and people misconstrue what you said. But I'm still Team Heather, no matter what, because I know there's going to be a side to pick in this particular situation with them. But I mean, just based on what they told us in this episode, I wouldn't like that either. I wouldn't like Heather based off if she did say something like that.
Yeah.
But how was she triggered by a podcast that didn't happen then? This is what's confusing me.
Well, it obviously happened right before because
it made headlines.
They're talking. Yeah, it made headlines.
Well, now you're saying it's recent. You're saying the podcast is recent, but the season was taped months ago.
When I say recent, meaning like it's within the last year.
Ah, okay.
It was right before. Yeah, I think it was right before they started filming.
Yeah.
It was probably what got producers to even reach out to Heather in the first place and be like, "Hey, we want you back." But anyways, I do want to move on to another topic really quick because Ebony K. Williams said that she felt triggered after Ramona was calling her hospitality assistants. She called them the help and she was getting their names wrong. Ebony goes, "Did she just call them the help?" And she didn't like that. She felt annoyed. I've read so many comments where some people have said, you know, my family has been, you know, in hospitality for a long time. My mother was a maid. She was referred to as the help. It's not a bad thing. She really took that position with pride. She enjoyed it. And then I've heard other people saying, how completely ignorant and insensitive are you to refer to them as the help? Why not call them hospitality assistants or what they are? Give them a better title that's less demeaning. I want to know, I'll start with you, Kempire, and then I'll go to you, Miriam. How do you guys feel about Ramona referring to anyone who's assisting in her home as the help?
I honestly think for Ramona in that particular instance, it was just her reverting back to old terminologies. I wasn't triggered, but I can't tell Ebony what to be triggered by and not to be triggered by. I do feel like it was a little like I wouldn't make a big deal out of that, of her saying that, especially knowing Ramona. But beyond that, if I heard someone else say it, I wouldn't have been like, I wouldn't have been bothered. But like I said, I can't control what someone else is going to be bothered by.
Right. And Miriam?
I think Ramona is the epitome of what arrogance and ignorance is. If arrogance and ignorance was a person, that would be Ramona.
Okay.
And so to be honest with you, triggered or not, I was triggered by her arrogance and elitism, and she is derogatory. I know that wasn't directed to me, but I don't like people when they think they're better than everybody else. And every chance she gets, although she showed some endearing moments yesterday in the show, trying to be nice and engaging, like going along, like getting dressed up and everything, at the core of her, she is an arrogant and ignorant. I don't know which one comes first with Ramona. That's who she is. And I feel like by now we know that for you to make money, that doesn't acquire intelligence or emotional or social intelligence. That doesn't acquire that. So the fact that she's successful and she has a gorgeous home doesn't make her a social intelligence person. I feel like Ramona is very ignorant in that aspect. But, she entertains me, but I don't like her. I don't.
Okay. I want to bring this up really quick. Tara said, I want to show you how different people's opinions are. Tara or Tara, I don't want to butcher your name. I was triggered and I'm white. Matthew said, if you're comfortable enough to hire people to work in your home, you should at the very least know their names. And Irata said, people are way too sensitive. The help is no worse than saying mate.
Oh, please. No. Don't shame sensitivity on people. No.
It's not. And then Dada Mimi said it's not the same and is not being sensitive. Okay.
Exactly.
So let's move on to, I want to address another thing that bothered Ebony, and it was the fact that it seems like every time she tries talking, Ramona talks right over her, glazes over her, doesn't really acknowledge her. And she actually pointed this out when Ramona's giving them a little bit of a tour. She's showing the girls her bathroom, and she's like, Ramona, your skylight. Ramona keeps talking. Ramona, your skylight. Ramona keeps talking. And then finally she's like, I'm sorry, do I need to hire my octave, my decibel for you? Because I feel like you don't listen when I'm talking. And then Ramona comes up with this BS, like where did she even come up with this fast? I have no clue, but she's like, it's just crazy to me. I just had a really bad ear infection. It was my inner ear. And I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say about it. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, that was good. That was a good excuse.
Yeah,
I mean, we've all had ear infections, right? We've had swimmer's ear infections. We've all had them, but I can still hear you when you're talking to me. I can acknowledge you as a person. And I like that Ebony came in. She just walked into this woman's home. She just ate this woman's food. And she's still like, you know what? That's bullshit. I'm still going to call you out.
I do like that about Ebony. I do like that.
A good housewife.
I love Ebony. Like she is what a housewife is. Can I chime in on what you guys talked about before I joined the call?
Yeah.
About agreeing or disagreeing. So see, when I'm doing this, I'm going to be flip-flopping between you both. And I give you all the grace of not having to remember my name. This is why I change my name every day and every call, maybe. I feel like Ebony, because she got to a point in her life, she doesn't want to sell her accomplishment or be with a man or use assets of a man just because of money. I think she's beyond that, unlike Portia. Just saying. She doesn't need to be like, she doesn't really need, will that at the end of the day make her happy to use his apartment just to get back at him? She really wants to have a family, and I loved her concept of expanding family. I connected with her. Kempire, yesterday when you asked me what I would like to manifest in life, I said real friendships. Maybe I should think, because I'm like her, I don't have family here, this and that. I want to expand that. I want to create a family of my own, and they can't be by blood. So I really connected with her in that aspect, and I'm totally with her. She doesn't need to put herself in that case of like, okay, we're not together, but I'm using their apartment. She doesn't need it. It won't add anything. It won't advance her in life. On the opposite, it might cheapen her. So I totally understand. Like, I'm not shaming those who do it, but in her place, she is doing, in my opinion, the right thing. Get out of there and move on and try to find like your soulmate.
And you can tell she's a really strong, independent woman. So that's one of the things that I like about Ebony. She says what she wants. She says what she feels, and gorgeous. I want to acknowledge this really quick. Sinji, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. In the next episode, Sonia is literally having a meltdown because Ramona recommended that Ebony do business through Wells Fargo. The rates are better, Ramona says.
Okay.
She did. Thank you for bringing that up, Sinji. I appreciate that. But she did.
There you go.
Out. She was like, Wells Fargo! And starts like screaming. And Ramona's like, get a grip. Lay off the alcohol. And
she's still a part of the Morgan family. She's still a part of, the Morgan estate. She's still involved with the charities.
Then where's her Morgan money?
Where's her Morgan money? I'm with Adam.
Well, look, she might be still getting some Morgan money. She still might be getting Morgan money, but she doesn't spend properly.
Okay. No, I don't think she gets money from them anymore.
Look, like, can we pretend?
Yeah, we can pretend because her name is Sonia Morgan. But I feel like this is where she is really delusional.
I feel like she would walk into like a Morgan charity and she'd be like, Sonia Morgan, Sonia Morgan. And I feel like all of like the higher ups and elites would be like, yeah, the one who cheated on your husband and got ousted from the family. Hey, allegedly. Girl, welcome back. Allegedly.
She admitted. I think she admitted.
No, she did not admit. She got very offended when Dorinda said that.
She did get offended.
She got offended because you both are right. But I think, okay, let me do this. Because I think she got offended because she didn't want that to be out there in the show. Didn't want it to be mentioned. But I think definitely that was the demise. Because she was the trophy wife. Let's be honest. I think her ex-husband, he would very much appreciate keeping her as his wife. If it wasn't for her blatant, I'm not saying.
Like she refers to her kid too. She's like, when we had the child, I'm like, she watches this, I'm sure. She probably sees you calling her, like referring to her as the child. Like
that might be intentional though, because she doesn't want to mention her daughter's name on the show. That's why she specifically hasn't had her daughter on the show.
Okay.
So that might be it.
No, I feel like it's almost like having a handler, like you're like the prince or the princess. Like I feel like there's somebody who's like involved here who's like, no, I forgot what her name was, her daughter's name.
I can't even remember either.
Quincy. Her name's Quincy. So I feel like there's like a handler for Quincy that's like, nope, this is going to affect the Morgan name. Your mom's already making a fool of herself on the show. She's drunken. She defecates on floors. She falls into bushes. No, we are not letting you be on the show.
What I think is that might be an after Sonia or a condition of Sonia joining the show, that I will keep paying child support to Quincy as long as she's not mentioned and she's not featured, period. So maybe here is where she still sees a bit of the Morgan money to her daughter, not to herself. Maybe that's the case. I can totally see that. Because I don't know what she looks like.
Dora's over 18 now.
Exactly.
So no more child support.
But no, I think she can get the child support. She can keep getting money as long as she's in college. So there's that, as long as he's willing. And I don't see why he won't be willing when he dies, God forbid. Like, that's another situation. It's up to his to who inherits. Yeah. And maybe it's going to be another Dallas situation over there. But as long as she's in college, she will be receiving those checks. And
I don't think that Quincy's the only child either. I think that he has.
No, she's not.
Yeah, I think she has children from another marriage, or he has children from another marriage. So,
yeah.
But that'll be a big fortunate split. Unfortunately, though, you don't want to think about your parent passing, so I don't want to jump into that. But I do want to talk about this too really quick, because there wasn't the Burning Man party. It was fun. They healed. Ramona didn't understand the healing. They jumped in the pool. Yitty yaddy. Leah's not as fun because she's not drinking. It is what like
She wasn't fun when she was drinking.
Right? I mean, LUANN and Leah, they're both not drinking. They're both like dancing and trying to act like they're having a good time, but it's obviously not that like organic, like throwing the tiki torches and like craziness. So that's not as fun. But okay, I see where they're trying. I'm just ready for the next episode where Leah literally looks at Ramona across the table, still while staying in their house, and calls her a liar for her donating blood. I don't even know why that is necessarily that big of a deal, unless it's just the fact that she wants to call her out about it, because whether or not
storyline
blood, I mean, yeah, it's a storyline.
Oh, I think it's a big deal.
For lying about it?
Yes, because remember, Ramona was out and about as if there's no pandemic whatsoever, and she would come to New York. So I was really bothered by Ramona, because it's crazy, but I feel like I have friends who I love dearly, but I'm deeply troubled by them. They continue traveling, this and that. Meanwhile, I'm home in lockdown, not going anywhere, worried about the health of my kids. So kind of I'm doing my part and your part in protecting you while you're still living your life. I feel like that's a big deal. And this is one of the redeeming qualities of Leah, why I'm okay with her being on the show, because she's mentioning what a lot of people are thinking. But I feel Leah at this point, she overused her sexuality or being comfort in her body. She's gorgeous, but I'm over her outfits. They're all the same concept now. She can change. She can use shorts. We don't
So
need
you're
to see what
style
she's
changing her.
No, I'm not. I feel like
I'm
she's
just kidding.
overusing it. I think she's gorgeous. Hey, I still can't lose any pound of the 30 I gained in COVID. No, she's my body goals. Yeah, when I was her age, but I feel like she's overusing it, because she's good to look at least her body is.
You did not just call her a butterface.
Did I? No, I don't. What is
Without
that?
saying it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What is that?
Okay. And she also had, who was it? I think it was one of the Housewives. I think maybe it was Brandi Glanville or someone who came out and said that Leah is a rough 40. I don't even think she's 40. They're saying that her face.
I think I said that.
Did you say? Oh my gosh, you guys are terrible. See, you guys are terrible. I think Leah's beautiful.
Wait, hold on. She's 40?
She's not 40 yet.
She's in her 30s.
Yeah, she's in her 30s. But, it has come out too. Obviously, last season, after the tiki torches and everything being thrown, Ramona Singer and Sonny Morgan made a call to executives and tried to get her fired. And the executives didn't fire her because, well, one, they all do the same crazy stuff. So why is she any different than they are? I know she messed up Ramona's home, but listen, that's what you sign up for when you're bringing a big bag of crazy into your home. And then also, you're not a producer. So let the producers figure out if she's a good fit or not. And it came out too, they were talking about how this season, Ramona and Sonia, while they're nice to Leah, they still think that she's not a good fit for the show. They still don't want her to be a part of the show. I think that they think that she kind of cheapens the brand.
She elevates the shit. I don't agree with that. First of all, I feel like a lot of housewives, they think they're the producers and they act like it in all the franchises. They think they go to, we've seen this. I don't want to keep mentioning Portia's name, but because, but she's one, Nene, another one. They kind of like, and Candy, rightfully so, she had a problem having Phaedra on. I think that's a trend in all housewives. I feel like the real problem with housewives is them trying to force a mixture between seasoned housewives and newbies. First of all, they're not doing the same thing. They are not. So when they gather together, like, did you guys see the clip of them in Turks and Caicos? Did you see how they were dancing? Like, did you see Ramona's move compared to Melissa and LUANN and
I think she was doing kind of like Thriller.
Yes. Definitely Thriller.
There you go. That's the perfect depiction of what the Bravo executives, they need to get over. Stop. They have to be at least like having same interests and same age or age range. Like the age range is too big.
Though it spices things up. It throws in someone who's not the same as the rest of them, and it might add a little bit of a different dynamic than a bunch of, older women who all share the same interests.
Exactly. I feel like a great season for RHONY would be to have 2 seasoned housewives, Dorinda and Sonia, and then we bring Tinsley back. We have Ebony, K. Williams, and we have Vershawn. I can't wait for Vershawn to come. And,
I can't wait for Vershawn to come either.
And Leah, but Leah, that thing of converting to Judaism, I feel like she is reaching. Her mom is Irish, and even her dad ridiculed her, saying, I'm not Jewish. I'm going to say what I believe in. You can do whatever you want to do, but that was odd.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think Leah elevates the show, though. I completely disagree.
Well, and you're disagreeing with her because she did say, I elevate this shit.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I thought she stirs things up.
No, and I don't, but it seems so forced. And then, like I said, this might be because I'm from New York and I know amazing women that could have been amazing on the show. Call me Bravo. But I just felt like she's forcing this. And I was open to her this season. I know I keep saying that. I was trying to be open to her this season, but she's fake phony and I'm over it.
Hey, if Bravo calls you and gets a recommendation and puts them on the show, I want a 10% plug-in fee.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, Empire's like, you'll never know.
Yeah,
Until you see me on there with them, you're like, wait a second.
I'm like, Empire? You're like, I'm not taking your call. I'm not taking your call. Okay.
Leah, she has been on the roster of Bravo for a long time. She appeared in Matchmaker. Bethany knows her somehow. And what's
not
her
personally,
name?
she just knows of her.
Yeah, knows of her because of what's the name of the Matchmaker? I love her, Patty.
Patty Steiner.
Yeah, so it was all like word of mouth.
Okay. Well, I want to go ahead and move on from this. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. Show some love. We've hit 42 minutes on here, so you guys can either take the $42, so go on a second date with me. I want to go around the room really quick before we wrap up. I'll start with you, Miriam. What are you looking forward to most from next episode?
I want the confrontation with Ramona. Definitely. I'm looking for that.
Ramona and Ebony or Ramona and Sonia?
Ramona and Leah.
Or Ramona and Leah. She has confrontation with all three of them.
Ramona and everybody. I'm looking for all of it. I want people to hold herself accountable. Hopefully, she will realize she needs to go to another show. Ramona, I'm over her storyline. I'm over LUANN's storyline.
She's not going to another show.
Well, she can do the dollar listing,
They don't really like to do crossovers like that. I know they showcased Kelly Ben Simone on the new $1 Million listings, but I don't think she would ever be a full-time role. It's really hard to do that.
We're not responsible for her lavish lifestyle. Bring someone else.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Empire, what are you looking forward to?
Wow. I don't think I would be friends with any of these housewives, but I do understand that Ramona plays a role and she still is very good at her role on New York. And look, just from the little teaser that they gave us of her going up the stairs, that to me is just epic, classic Ramona. And we need that. Even Sonia breaking down about being in the Morgan family and missing her soulmate is still very funny and interesting to me. Like, to me, Sonia, not necessarily goals, but look, to be that light and funny on a show, like, you don't get that from other people. Like, Leah could have came across a lot better if she just was herself. And I think people would like her more because I feel like I'm not the only one that feels that way about Leah. But I'm looking forward to seeing more of Ebony. I'm looking forward to meeting Vershawn and seeing if I like her. And I'm looking forward to the confrontation between Ebony and LUANN, and Ebony and, of course, Ramona. But that's going to be easy. But LUANN should be an interesting confrontation.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm looking forward to Heather Thompson showing up because we know that she said that she was assaulted
Ooh.
in some capacity by one of the other housewives, and she was talking about Leah McSweeney. And Leah McSweeney did say, that she was lucky that the cameras were there. So I want to see what that conflict looked like, and also I want to hear the Wells Fargo plug-in.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
I mean, she's not lying though. She's not lying. JP Morgan is expensive in regards to if you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to look, it's just real. It's the rich person's bank.
I'm going to
Chase was the rich person's bank when I went from Bank of America to Chase. I was like, whoop.
And I'm a JP Morgan Chase member, but still.
Okay, I didn't even actually know JP Morgan was affiliated with Chase, so that's where my head is right now. But okay. All right,
I'm going to
guys.
say anything here. I'm not.
My head is crazy. I'm sorry. I'm chaotic up here.
No, you
But
guys can. I can't.
I just want to say, damn it. Oh, okay, that's what it was. We're dropping 2 other videos today. They're already recorded, so we're going to drop them. And then tomorrow we're going live with Emily D. Baker to talk Real Housewives of New Jersey because she needs a little bit of a break from her legal stuff. So we're going to bring her on. I will post the time somewhere today. And then I did want to give a big shout out to Muriel, who is normally on here, and she's in the chat. Muriel had surgery, and we went ahead and sent her flowers. She also sent Pops flowers after he had his stroke. And she sent me a photo, so I'm going to be posting that because she has her Up and Adam hoodie on and she has her flowers, and it was so sweet. And I just want to say, Muriel, we're praying for you. We love you, and we're sending you all the best. We hope that you heal soon because she's going to go on a cruise either this year or next year if it's even open. But we just want you to heal. But with that, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. Before we go, Kempire, can you let us know where we can find you?
You can find me here on YouTube, Kempire Daily, and my podcast, Kempire Radio.
That was much shorter than your last.
I was trying to shorten it.
Oh, okay. You don't ever have to shorten it. And DNI rep. I don't even know. We probably, people look up and they're like, not paid by anyone. Nope, can't find her. DNI rep. She changed the name. Not paid by Monique. Nope, can't find her.
It's fine. I take pride in my 3 subscribers. I know them by name. I don't, I thank them every time I get a chance to. I really want them to follow me on Instagram at Not Paid by Anyone because I post the stories. I don't want to clog anybody's feed, but check my stories. They are they're packed with a punch of humor and criticism, and there's no gray area there. So follow me at Not Paid by Anyone on Instagram. That's it. And I am following you both. They want to see me or talking on the chat. Like when Adam is on, when Kempire Daily is on, I am there.
All right. And I do want to give a shout out to, I've done a collaboration with Jolene Lunzer before. I see that she's in the chat. So hi, Jolene. I saw also that Shan and Van said, thanks, Jolene. Can't wait for your show tonight. So if you guys haven't, go check out Jolene Lunzer. I think she's hilarious and I love watching her content. So make sure you check her out too. With that, I think I'm gonna go figure out something to do with my life. So then, see you next time. Bye, guys.